Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Now today I'm going to be talking about the 2023 VCT season, all of the rumors, all of the pickups, basically based off this spreadsheet. Now I'm going to leave a link to the spreadsheet down in the description below. This is by an amazing person, was on Twitter, named Flynn, or Flynn underscore VLR if I remember correctly on Twitter. So shout out to him. This is the 11th installment. So basically, hopefully what I'm planning to do is that every single time when he makes a new update, I'm not too sure if I'm going to do this, but every single time when he makes a new update, I will be talking about only the changes. But for this video, I'm going to separate it into three parts. Where I get to, so first I'll talk about North America, well the Americas region over here. Then I'll talk about Europe on this side, and which is basically on the middle, and then I'll talk about the Pacific region. So expect 3 videos to come out about VCT 2023, and yeah, let's get right into it. Obviously the next one, so this is the 11th installment of the spreadsheet that he's done. The 12th installment, which I'll probably also be doing. This is where I'm only going to be talking about the changes that might happen, might not happen. So, yeah. So, first off with the Americas. So, obviously here are all the teams. So, we have Sentinels, 100 Thieves, Cloud9, NRG, Evil Geniuses, Furia, Loud, MiBR, KRU, and Leviatan. I still don't know how you say the name. I think it's Leviatan. I might be wrong with that. But we're basically going to go team by team to really talk about what the changes. So first off with this, with the spreadsheet, and then we'll go to the actual teams. So first off with Sentinels, because obviously they're up here at first. A lot of changes is going to be happening to this team. So the OFC, I think that means it is official, it's been confirmed, which is also a great legend, a great sign actually. So currently, what's been confirmed is that Zekin, formerly from XSET and Tens, who has extended his contract, will be with Sentinels, including the coaching staff being Psycho NT and Kaplan. Psycho NT, formerly from XSET, while Kaplan is formerly from Ghost Gaming. Zomsik, Shazam, Shroud, Zelsus, all those guys are out. Zelsus will be in the team. You can already see that also on your screen. But everyone else, we don't know where they're gonna go. Shazam, there was rumors they might be going to Evil Geniuses, but I don't think that's actually gonna happen. And then Dapper, he was announced that he's now an unrestricted free agent, so he has now left the team officially. He might be back with Sentinels, I'm not too sure, as the 6th man. Obviously, every team I think needs to have a 6th man, so that's a little something that all teams need to consider. As for the other 3 players, which will be joining Sentinels, it's basically be confirmed, but obviously it needs to be announced, along with Zekin and Tens. We have Def, also formerly from XSET, he will be the IGL. And very interestingly, two Brazilian players formerly from Lao, that being Saucy and Pancada. That's going to be a fantastic roster. This is what the roster currently looks like. At Tens, Shroud, and Zekin. I think Shroud might be out now, so we'll just ignore Shroud, and we'll just say that Tens and Zekin are currently in the roster. Obviously, the inactive players have been Dapper, Shazam, 6 Zomsims. I think Dapper has announced he's now an unrestricted free agent, which means that he's not part of the team anymore, so he's now freely to look everywhere. And obviously the two former players have been Kempeki and Celsus. The coaching staff, obviously, Psycho NT and Kaplan. That's another thing. The 2 analysts being Wetties, I think I say his name, I might be wrong, maybe it's Wheaties, I'm not too sure, and Danny. They are currently in the inactive part of the organization, and Raucus has officially left the team once again. So that is the 2nd time where Raucus has left the team. All in all, this roster as a whole, this 5 man right now, we don't know who's going to be the 6th. Rumors might be Dapper, but I'm not too sure about that. That looks like a really good roster on paper. I'm very excited to see if, because obviously this actually might happen. Highly likely this might happen, because obviously the green means that it's basically been confirmed, and it's likely going to happen. And obviously if it does, which will be amazing if it does, that's going to be a great team to watch out for. Saucy actually speaks some really good English. Pancetta, not really, as what I've been hearing. So, but I think Pancada's English will definitely improve during this, and it'll be interesting to see also how the Brazilian fans talks about this. And their reaction to this, because obviously a very interesting character named Zoms basically said that he's going to beat their shit region again. So obviously Zoms is probably not going to be in the roster anymore. I mean, it's likely that he'll be out, but other than that's a really good roster. Slyker and Kaplan, both of them amazing coaches. Everyone else as well, amazing players. We'll see how they want to work around tens. Zeka might be the duelist, might be even the initiator. I'm not too sure, but we'll see how that goes. Let's move over to 100 Thieves. 100 Thieves has basically been confirmed. We know that Cryer, he has been confirmed to be joining 100 Thieves. He was actually one of the first players to be confirmed to be joining the new team for next year. The roster has basically been confirmed. Astronaut, Derek, Stella, Bang, and Cryer Cells. It's interesting that Bang is still on loan from TSM. I thought 100 Thieves will probably buy out his contract, so he'll be full-time in 100 Thieves, but that's not going to be the case right now. Currently on the inactive squad is Will. I do hope he gets into a roster very soon. He definitely deserves it. No one really to mention from the former players. The organization is still exactly the same, being Sean, Garrett, and Mike. So I think that's basically been confirmed as well. So 100 Thieves, no changes right now other than Cryocells saying we need to wait though who's going to be the 6th player though. Cloud9, not confirmed yet, but it's been rumored that Zelsus is very close to being signed, if not already signed, and need to wait for an announcement. There was a screenshot that came out that Zelsus was actually in Zeppa's room, if I remember correctly, while playing Valorant. So we saw on the face cam and everything, it looked like Zeppa's room, so that's pretty cool. This might, and apparently as well, this actually might be the super team in the Americas region. Yay, Zelsus, Leaf, Vandy, and Zeppa. That's going to be a fantastic looking roster. Obviously, the Optic squad did not get into partnership, which is why you see a lot of Optic players all over the place. Zelsus, formerly from Sentinels and V1, he's now going to be with Cloud9. I think he was with him, in CSGO, but I might be wrong with that. And they've also added MCE as the coach. So I think the previous coach had been Jamesy IRL. He has left the team, and this is going to be the 5-core squad. We still don't know who's going to be the 6th player. Maybe like a star player, maybe like Trent or something, maybe someone else. I'm not too sure. Maybe even Marv, because obviously Marv, I'll say this, Marv has not been rumored to be joining any of these teams. So maybe Marv, not too sure though. But that is a phenomenal looking roster. And obviously, if we have a look at the active squad right now, Curry is still on the inactive players squad, so he's actually in restricted free agency. Mitch, he is now in unrestricted free agent, so you can look for basically every team that he really wants to. And then the coaches, it's basically being exactly the same right now. Nothing's really been confirmed. That being Vexel and Vapin, I think that's his name if I remember correctly. Mix was also in the team for a bit, but then he left. James the IRL, obviously he was the head coach, and then he obviously left as well. So, but this is looking like a very solid looking roster, and I do actually expect C9 to do really well in the kickoff tournament. Another team which might do really well is NRG. Right now they have benched everyone except for Som. So Som, we know, is going to be staying. The other 4 players is very interesting. 3 of them not really, being Crashies, Finesse, and Victor. Obviously, the core players of Optic Gaming, they want to stay together, which obviously makes sense. The very interesting one is Ardis. See, obviously below Som. That's almost best possible. That might be possible to be happening. DMS will also be the analyst. I don't know where he used to come from. I should probably do my research before making this video. But very interestingly, that Ardis will be transporting from Europe to North America. There was rumors that he might be joining Na'Vi, but that's probably not going to happen. With these rumors, these most likely rumors that NRG will be taking him up. If this is the case, if this is true, watch out for NRG. That team, and obviously also a Shet, again, formerly from Optic Gaming, that's going to be a phenomenal looking roster. I think the NRG roster will be more exciting and will have more impact on the game than C9 Sentinels. I think Sentinels have a very, very good roster on paper, C9 as well. NRG, that's going to be a team to look out for. They're going to be a very, very scary team with basically a combination of the Optic guys, artists as well, who did phenomenal in Copenhagen, and some who actually is who's actually a really good player, and we don't know, and we don't know who's going to be the sixth player. It might be anyone. We generally don't know. It might be another star player that NRG somehow picks up. But they're definitely throwing a lot of money on everyone. So really excited to see if this NRG squad is true. And obviously, if we have a look, Som is currently on the active roster. Everyone else, Hayes, Tex, EU, and Ethan, all those are currently in the inactive players. And then for the coaches, as of right now, there are currently no coaches because Josh, RT, and Zigzy, both of them are currently in the inactive organization, which means that Chet will be joining the team and Dmars will be the analyst. So very, very exciting this becomes true. Evil Geniuses has been incredibly quiet with rumors. Not a lot of stuff. There's only a couple of ones that we know that Apoth and Reformed, both of them will be leaving the team. Busio, Com, and Jorgimo, they'll be staying. One new player will be Superman. Now, there was pictures, leaks that came out that Superman was scrimming with Evil Geniuses, and it was another player which had just a bunch of lines, and there's rumors that might be Dapper. We don't know if it is Dapper. I feel like it. I don't think it is, because I don't think he plays. I think he mainly plays. Actually, no, it might be Dapper. Maybe I'm not too sure. The account does belong to Dapper, but I'm not too sure if Dapper is a good fit for this team, because I think that might be overlapping with another player. I think it's Calm, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly. Or maybe Superman. I can't remember. It's one of those ones. But we know that Potter, she's most likely going to be staying, which would be great. Lynn also. I mean, this team, Evil Geniuses, had a very late run into the 2022 VCT season. From the LCQ and Stage 2 challenges, and yeah, and the Stage 2 challenges as well. But it'll be really interesting to see if that is the case. Currently no movements here as of right now has been announced, but rumors does have it that Superman, formerly from where is he from? FaZe Clan, there we go. Formerly from FaZe Clan and Exet, he'll be joining Evil Geniuses as one out of one out of 3 new players which should be joining the team. Busio, Com, and Jorgimo, they'll be staying. Potter will definitely be staying, and Len will also be staying as well. So Evil Geniuses might be a dark horse, but it's very, very quiet over there in the Evil Geniuses camp. Next up, we'll start off with one of the Brazilian team being Furia Esports. Once again, no little changes. Quick, Mazen, DGZin, and Cali, both of them will be staying. Nolzer and Able J, both of them will be leaving. Conan, I can't remember where Conan is from. I'm gonna guess maybe Los Grandes. I don't think it's Vivo Keyed. I generally don't think it's Vivo Keyed. One team which is definitely formerly from Vivo Keyed is MW0. A little bit backstory on MW0. He used to be one of the best players in the Brazilian Valorant scene when Valorant was just released. So he definitely knows. I mean, obviously he's hungry to be in a really, really good team. And obviously because Vivo Key didn't make it the partnership, I mean Furia is it would be a pretty good option for him. Kalayo, he'll still stick around as the coach, and a new coach being Rick. Now I don't know where Rick is from, but I'm gonna guess obviously he's Brazilian. I'm guessing. I'm not too sure. Maybe part of the Brazilian region, or maybe even in the LATAM region. But he will be also joining the team as the assistant coach. All in all, I think this team looks pretty good on paper. I haven't really seen a lot of Vols, I'll be honest, on the rest of the Furia guys. But I mean, Quick, Maz, and DGT, and Cali. And W0, obviously, I've seen a couple of Vols of him. He's still pretty good. I mean, he's kind of fallen off now, but I think he's still prominent to be in the top team. Conan, I don't really know about Conan actually. If we actually have a look at the current Furia roster, Because the currently only one is the changes are Nosware, who's still in the active squad. In the inactive squad, that being Able J, he's most likely gonna be leaving. And then the coach is currently Kalau. He'll most likely still continue coaching Furia Esports. So move over to Loud, and there's a lot of stuff going on about Loud right now. Obviously, because Saucy and Pancata, both of them will be leaving the Sentinels. They need to fill 2 spots. Les and Sadhawk and Aspas, all 3 of them will be staying with the team. There was rumors that Sadhawk might actually leave the team, but it looks like he will be staying with Les and Aspas. The 2 players which be filling in for Saucy and Pancata being Kawanzin and Tuzzy. I'm pretty sure I say his name. I might be wrong. Apologies. Can't remember what Kawanzin is from. I think I think he might be from VCT. I'm pretty sure. I don't think it's MiBR, but I'm pretty sure it's VCT. I think where he's from. Tuzzy. I think Tuzzy might be from maybe Los Grandes. Maybe Stars Horizon. I'm not too sure, but I think Tuzzy is from like a tier 2 Brazilian org. I'm pretty sure, and he just like popped off. I'm gonna guess in scrims, and he's most likely like, gonna be joining Loud. Just a little note as well as Sparka. He would not be coaching Loud. Flynn forgot to take Sparka out, so just ignore Sparka. He will not be the coach, so we don't know who's going to be the coach and who's going to be replacing BZK, who is rumored to be joining MiBR. But if we focus back to Loud, this is definitely a bit of a downgrade compared to the previous roster, obviously with Saucy and Pancata, who'll be moving over to Sentinels. But I do think this team will still be a top team in the Americas region. I mean, Aspas and Les, both of them were kind of like unknown players. I think Aspas, he was rumored to be joining like a lot of teams, like he was scrimming with a lot of teams, but he was just mainly known as a rank god. He was just a pug player, I'm pretty sure. And now he has gotten a chance to play with a top team, and he won in Champions. Les also did a phenomenal job, and Sadok has solidified himself as one of the best IGLs in the world. And adding Kawanzin and Tuzzy might probably actually help them. And we don't know who's going to be the coach, but on paper, that looks like a pretty good roster. And obviously, we have a look at the current roster right now. It is obviously the team which won Champions: Aspas, Les, Pancata, Sadok, and Saucy. And we also literally know that Pancata and Saucy will be leaving the team, and BZK has already left. So, still question marks on who is going to be the coach for the team, but we have to wait and see there. Let's move over to MiBR, another team which I was very surprised about actually making it to partnership. All we know is that FRZ is basically being confirmed. Obviously, there's no official announcement, but it looks like he is being confirmed. Jay-Z and Denaro, they're possibly going to be joining back. Kawanzin, he is unlikely going to be joining. So that orange spot means he's unlikely going to be joining. Or is a rumor. And we don't know who's going to be the controller, which would be interesting. BZK is possibly going to be joining the team. MNDS and GTN, I think I can't remember actually how to pronounce MNDS. But both of them have left it. I think both of them are actually inactive, I'm pretty sure. Actually, no, I think GTN is, but maybe not MNDS. I can't remember. Obviously, we'll have a look later. But I'm not expecting a lot from MiBR, I'll be honest, this season. I think MiBR, they're just going to be struggling a lot. And I'm not expecting a lot from this team. So it really depends on who they sign. Because we know that Kawanzin, he won't be joining the team as he'll be joining Loud. Who else is going to fill those 2 spots? Actually, sorry, those 3 spots, actually, I should say, on that team. So I move over, and yeah, so there it is, Denaro, Jay-Z, and FRZ. Both of them are still in the active squad, and then MNDS. I think it's actually called Mendez, I'm pretty sure that's how you say his name, and GTN. Both of them are in the inactive player squad. Okay, so let's now move over to KRU Esports as we go over to the LATAM region. Obviously, the best team in the Latin American region, KRU Esports, will be actually making some changes. So Nags and Klaus, both of them will be staying with the team. Melser, formerly from Leviatan, I think, or Leviatan, he will be joining the team along with former Ninjas in Pajamas player Zand. And interestingly, former Exolius Laser player Davies. Finesse, I think, is formerly from Exolius Laser. My apologies, Davies is from Fusion, I'm pretty sure. Once again, Latin American squad. But this team, I think, might be pretty good. I'm guessing. I think I think they're gonna be a very average, in the middle of the pack team as well. Looks like. Finesse, that's rumored, that's unlikely probably gonna be happening, but everyone else is basically being confirmed. Apparently, Davies, that's been confirmed, but I'm not too sure if it's actually official that he'll be joining. The coach you can't see and the analyst who you can't see is on screen. It is Liazo and DDX, so I don't think that's going to be changing at all. But yeah, I was very confused when they got Kesnet out and also Mazzino as well. That was like, kind of makes sense. He being meh, just meh on the team. But Kesnet, he has been popping off, but it might be maybe because of some controversies that he's obviously said about Brazilian teams and other stuff. So that might be it, probably not. But they currently still have Klaus and Nags. Klaus, both of them, I mean, yeah, I should say Klaus and Nags, both of them, very good players, very marketable players, so obviously that makes sense. To, like, build a team, like, around them. Klaus will still be the IGL, which would be nice. The coach is still Liazo and DDX, so no changes will be there as well. But, yeah, so it'd be interesting. I mean, yeah, as basically what I've been confirmed, Davies has not been announced or confirmed at all. But, yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting. I mean, if it does happen, then I guess I guess we already knew that was gonna happen. But it'd be weird to see Zand in a Latin American region, because obviously he's been with Brazilian teams for like his long time. He was with Furia, he was with Ninjas in Pajamas, and he's now gonna be with the Latin team of KRU Esports and Meltzer, who is basically gonna be defecting to the enemy, well, not the enemy, but to the rival of Leviatan. And speaking of that, let's talk about Leviatan. Leviatan has been a bit quiet. We have Takalila still there. There's also King and Shy. Obviously that makes sense. Those three have been really good. I feel like Melser and I think Averse, or is it Melser who's a controller? I'm pretty sure it's Melser who's a controller. I'm pretty sure. Oh no, I think it's Averso. And it's one of them. I can't remember. But one of them, I remember they popped off in Champions, I'm pretty sure. Or was it in Copenhagen? I don't know. It was one of them, they just popped off. One of them popped the hell off on Split. As Astra, I'm pretty sure was Melser, I'm guessing. I might be wrong. It might be actually Everso. If it is, I apologize. But whatever, he popped the hell off, so I thought he was going to say, but apparently not. So, Mazzino, formerly from KRU, will be defecting to the rival of Leviatan, and Nosweir, which is very interesting, is likely to be joining the team. Obviously, the two coaches which you can't see, which is Onyo and Tony, so there are no changes could be there as well. But Nosweir, Nosweir joining the team, that will be very interesting. I think he might be the IGL, I'm pretty sure. Maybe King still might be, because also if we have a look at the actual squad, we see that King is currently the IGO of this team. Takalila and Shy, everyone are in the active squad. I mean, it makes sense for them to keep Takalila. I mean, he's basically the sole playmaker of that team, then everyone else just dives in and gets the rest of the kills. Melser and Averso, I mean, really, it's disappointing, but I can kind of see why as well. They want to make some changes, so it kind of makes sense why they should maybe get rid of those players, maybe like the weakest players. But I really thought but I think it was Mel's, I'm pretty sure, who popped off and maybe was Champions, I'm pretty sure, on Split. No, it was not Champions, it was definitely Copenhagen then. Yeah, but yeah, it just sucks, really. I feel bad for him. And obviously, Onyo and Tony, both of them also from KRU Esports, so I guess we could say that Mazzino will be going back to his old coaching staff, which would be cool. But yeah, that's really about it. This about the Americas region teams. I've also what the changes there. Sorry for this long video. I'll probably put timestamps on each team so you can talk, so you can like jump to what team you want to talk that you want to see. They've been Sentinels to Thieves, Furia, Loud, MiBR, KRU, any of those teams. So yeah, that's really about it for me. And the next one will be Europe. So that's really about it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Catch you guys the next time in the next one. Goodbye.